Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius April 20, 2022. Tense issues can surface or are triggered early today, as Mercury forms a square aspect to Pluto. They can temporarily interfere with healthy communicating and thinking. You may be wrestling with some feelings of guilt and anxiety which can skew thinking. Instead of allowing these things to fester and to undermine your happiness, try to pinpoint the source and work on resolving frustrated feelings or resentments. It's easier to gain perspective as the day advances. Also today, Mercury moves into your sector of home and family, where it will transit until the 29th. There can be more frequent conversations and thoughts related to your personal life during this cycle. It's a fine time for remembering old methods that worked for you that you might now revive. While this is not the most expressive or communicative of times in the Mercury cycle, it's a sound period for sorting out problems around the home and opening up the lines of communication with loved ones. With more objectivity applied to your personal and family affairs, your choices and decisions tend to be a little more well-rounded than usual. It can be a time of evaluating your inner feelings, values, and connections, or of assessing and negotiating in your domestic life. You will be somewhat selfish, to put it in some way. Well, you will be thinking about pampering yourself and giving yourself a lot of love and attention. Today will be a day of self-love sponsored by the energy of Leo is the 7th house that, more than feeling love for others, will make you feel a lot of love for yourself that others will be able to perceive and feel attracted to. It seems that the air is heavy with romantic notions regarding your friendships. You may suddenly see an old friend in a new light, as a potential partner. A group you belong to may seem like the solution to all your problems, and you may suddenly be convinced that you have the most wonderful friends in the world. This situation can be great, as long as you don't start thinking that everyone is perfect. Good news for the natives of the sign: Venus is on your side and allows you to approach this day with ardor in the field of feelings. Under its influence, you could show yourself in a whole new light to your partner. More adventurous and reckless than usual, you are not afraid to express your desires. If you are single, this will also be reflected in more boldness. However, you will have to manage to sort out your potential conquests. Beware of hidden defects or underhanded maneuvers. Apart from this little warning, it's baraka. You radiate and take advantage of the good planetary vibrations, love, joie de vivre, and carelessness, the honey of life. As a couple, you combine the intensity of your feelings with romanticism to establish a fulfilling relationship. You soften your demands. The current is going well and you bring sensuality to your exchanges. Nothing seems inaccessible to you. Single, you color your exchanges with a new eroticism. Your most serious contacts thus take on the appearance of seduction. Eyes follow you without ambiguity. You are wanted, you do what is expected of you, and you are very cooperative. No need to repress your innermost feelings. At least not while you're getting to know someone and genuinely being vulnerable with one another. For instance, the moon will enter Sagittarius today, which, in turn, activates your committed 7th house of agreements, compromise, and significant others. Dramarama? Never say never with a Sagittarius moon. However, Mercury, celestial ruler of your romantic 5th house of love, shift into Taurus could certainly fuel the fire, as you are more prone to telling it like it is and speaking from the heart. Definitely communicate, but continue to hold space for your significant other. Try to air your concerns in a productive manner. Since Mercury in Aries squares Pluto in Capricorn today, you may feel mentally frustrated. There could be some pressing concerns or annoyances that you feel like you need to bring up. But how you go about it can make a huge difference in productivity. Try to remember your tone, turf, and timing as you address each issue head-on. Later on, Mercury leaves Aries for fixed Taurus, drawing your attention towards domestic matters. Your mind may become fixated on your chores and work at home. It is the moon's friendly aspect to Jupiter and Neptune. in the heart of their alignment in your income sector that makes its final hours in your work sector a window into what is building both financially and professionally. With Venus, the planet of money, in her first weekend in your income sector and Mars returning next week, nothing you can dare to imagine can match what the stars are working to make it real. A naturally harmonious atmosphere exists between you and your private sphere. You are increasingly at the center of things and are an important person of reference, which could place extra burdens on you. You have an abundance of energy for yourself, your family and friends, and are strong, calm and harmonious, strengthening family bonds. You can be sure that your loved ones will return your support when you need it. You usually face the world with a big, open heart. Just for now, though, try closing up just a bit. You'll meet certain folks out there who wouldn't mind using you if you let them get too close. You encourage others to be as enthusiastic about life as you are. Your fresh approach, combined with a laid-back attitude, is bewitching for potential dates. Be careful when faced with choices to ask yourself how serious this person's interest is in you. A short flirtation or the start of a more serious relationship. Giving up is certainly not your style, but since you associate living with constant activity, you don't always know how to react to a lull. If there is something or someone in your life that isn't producing the kind of energy you expect, give it some time before you decide what you think. For instance, if you can't motivate yourself to get exercise for a day or two, does this mean that you are not exercising anymore? No. Practice being patient with yourself and others. Be sure that your guidance of others is tempered with compassion and sensitivity. The essence of this day's vibration will greatly enhance your leadership skills. However, it can also see you more in tune with your ambitions than with the needs of others. Given your usual drive to accomplish things, this can be damaging. Just slow down every now and then as you go about your business, at least long enough to notice how others are doing around you. Our eyes in the sky. Saturn squares the nodes of destiny today, pushing us to make major decisions when it comes to our commitments. This may relate to a relationship or project that we've been on the fence about for a long time. If you're longing to partner with a special someone, today is when you might decide to take the leap and give your heart to them. However, if you're unsure about being in a relationship with this person, you might decide to reconsider. Saturn, the planet of commitment, wants to make sure that you're giving your all to the right person or project. After all, why should you hold back from a situation that you want? Basically, if you're not feeling the situation will lead to a long-term partnership, it's time to pack your bags. This also relates to the way you do business. If your boss is domineering or unkind, this could be the time to go to human resources. And if you don't want to stay in the job or work for them anymore, you might want to start looking for another opportunity elsewhere.